Hey guys, it's Hayden, and today I just want to talk about my mental health and like my whole story with my mental health struggles. So, I guess it first started when I was in middle school, so I was like 12-ish, and I started to feel really just, I don't know, out of place. And I mean, looking back now, I can pinpoint why, because like all of the people like that I was friends with, all of the girls started to like really like start dressing up, and it wasn't something that I felt comfortable with, so I felt out of place and I felt like I didn't fit in, and like no one liked me, and it was just a hard time. So I started to self-harm, and I continued that like throughout middle school, and then I stopped for a while in high school because one of my friends was really concerned and I didn't want to upset them, so I stopped for a few years, but then I started again. But anyways, so middle school was like the start of everything, and like the start of my like depression and anxiety and just all around issues with my mental health. So it started a long time ago. I guess it's been almost 10 years now since it started. I could have been 11 when it started too. Like, I don't really remember exactly like whether it was 6th grade or 7th grade or whatever. I just know it was middle school. So all that happened, and I mean, there wasn't really like anything on the outside that was really wrong for the most part. It was just like internal things that I couldn't even like think about, like, that I didn't have the brain capacity to think about at that time. So, and then when I started high school, right around the time I started high school, right around 9th grade, so I was like 14, 15, that's when I realized that I liked girls. And I struggled with it because I was like in these church groups, and I was like, this is wrong. I'm not supposed to be like this, but I can't like stop it, and I want to overcome this, but I can't, blah blah blah. And I was like all about Jesus at this point, and it was really hard for me because my best friend was like super Christian and like a goody little two shoes, and I didn't know how to talk about it, but I had a crush on this girl who I took karate with, and it just spiraled from there, and I just felt so like defeated because I had all these things going on in my head that I didn't know how to deal with. I didn't know what they were, why I was feeling them, how to deal with them, or anything. So I just felt awful. And when I really started being attracted to this girl, I was dating a guy, and he was super nice, and like we had a good relationship, I guess, but I mean, the good as you can have in the 9th grade. But I felt really bad because like I was falling in love with this chick and I was with him, so I broke up with him, and I felt awful. But before I even broke up with him, I just felt like so overwhelmed and so like done, and I just didn't want to be miserable anymore. So I took a bunch of pills and tried to overdose. I took like 10 ibuprofen and like 10 random pills that I found in my grandparents' medicine cabinet. I don't even know what they were, but I took like 5 of one kind and 5 of another kind, and like because I didn't want them to think that a lot were missing or something, so I just took like a little from a few different bottles and then a bunch of ibuprofen. I think it was like 10, so I took like 20 pills altogether. And within the first 30 minutes, I started to feel really lightheaded and dizzy, and I felt like the whole room was like shaking, and I felt nauseous, and I felt like everything was just going like this, and it was really scary. And I remember the guy that I was dating, I had to go take him. He had like left something in my dad's truck when he was with us, and we had to take it back to him. And I remember going into his mom's house to take him, I think it was his hat, and going in to take him his hat, and I felt like I was just gonna pass out, and I felt miserable. And he was like, "What's wrong?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Nothing, I'm fine," because I didn't want to tell anyone. Like, at this point, like, I just wanted to die. So I went to sleep that night, and I woke up like a million times during the middle of the night just feeling awful. I didn't like get sick or anything. I just felt like super dizzy and lightheaded and like high, I guess is how I felt. And I woke up the next morning, and I didn't want to get up for school, and my dad was trying to wake me up, and he was like, "What's wrong with you?" Blah 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 blah. And I was freaking out, and I was like, "I'm gonna die." And he was like, what do you mean you're not gonna die? And I was like, "Yes, I am. I took a bunch of pills, and I still feel all bad and blah, and I'm gonna die." And he was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "Well, I'm just upset. Like, there's a lot going on. I don't really know." This is kind of all a blur because this was a long time ago, and I kind of don't remember half of my life from before the past couple years, but that's another story. Anyways, and so he was really concerned, and he was trying to figure out, like, why I felt the need to do that, like, and everything. But at this point, like, it was too late to, like, go get my stomach pumped or anything, because it had been over, like, 12 hours, and I don't know. So my dad didn't take me, like, to the hospital or the doctor or anything. Like, he just talked to me, and that's when he figured out that I liked girls, and he told me, like, his opinion, which I already knew his opinion, that he didn't agree with it, and it's against God, and blah, blah, blah. And, which, I mean, that didn't really help me feel any better, but, anyways, so, that was the first time I tried to kill myself. It wasn't the last time, so, jump ahead, let's see, that was when I was a freshman in high school, and then I, like, self-harmed throughout high school, like, I stopped for a little bit, and then I started again. And I hated high school, and I hated my life, and things were bad at home, and things were bad in my head, and things were just bad. And, like, I just didn't know how to deal with any of the emotions that I felt. And I think I talked to a school guidance counselor a few times. I know in middle school I had to talk to a school guidance counselor because I had a lot of anger, and I got in a fight, and that was a whole another thing. But I never had the words to express how I was feeling because I was just an emotional train wreck, so. And, anyways, so, I, like, was super depressed all throughout high school, and a lot of things happened. Like, my little cousin got cancer, and my dad broke his ankle, and I couldn't keep up with my schoolwork because I was moving around, and everywhere trying to take care of everyone, and things were just really stressful, and I gave up on my schoolwork, so then I was depressed and mad at myself for not, doing my best that I could, and things were just bad. And then I was so ready to go to college and just get away from everything that I thought was bothering me. So I went to college, and things just got worse,